What's up, everybody? It is Marian Cole. I am joined by our one and only Jake Keegan. Jake, thank you so much for making this unique kind of thing that we're having to do now work. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Definitely a first.
This time last year, Jake, you made history. We won against Lansing 2-1 in the first ever game at Legacy Early College. So let's talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about what happened last year. What would you be doing right now on a game day to get ready for Lansing?
I kind of have a typical pregame routine. I'll get up, have breakfast. We have a gym here. I'd go for a light stretch, just walk around, and then have a pregame meal, take a nap at some point, and then kind of have a nap, maybe two naps, and then head over to Legacy. We normally, for a 7 o'clock kickoff, we'd get there at 5:30. So guys will get there 5:15 mostly. And then whatever you need, if some guys are rolling out, some guys are doing whatever it takes to get ready, and we're just excited and ready to go.
It's been weird, like we talked about, what do you do at this time? And one thing that we've been doing is looking at old highlights. I know that y'all have had some homework on, analyzing some games, watching some games. And so, of course, I took the liberty to watch the very first goal scored by yours truly at Legacy. And so I want you to walk me through that. Let's kind of, if you can remember, let's track back to that first goal. Talk me through the buildup.
So we actually had a chance maybe 30 seconds before that. Chris, I took a shot and it rebounded off the bar, and Chris had a chance that I thought he would score for sure. And it might have even been Brendan Fricky, who blocked it on the line. One of their defenders made a ridiculous clearance, and then we just got a corner right after that, and then it came back out. Carlos did really well to win a free kick, and he was also very smart to take it quickly. And then from there, I kind of fumbled to the ball 3 times and then stuck it in the corner.
So that was something that I did notice, as I'm watching this game. It was like, that's not typical of Jake to take that many touches. Typically you're a one-touch shot kind of guy, but you kept your composure extremely well after taking extra touches that you needed to. How did you keep your composure so well? One, knowing that was such a tough angle. Your shot was such a tough angle. And so how did you keep your composure to kind of keep that corner in your eye, but also knowing the defenders are coming, the longer you touch it, the closer they are?
Yeah, I was just, in the moment, I was just thinking, I took a bad touch, to be fair. I took it probably wider than I should have. And in that moment, I was like, I was trying to shoot, obviously, but there were so many people in the box because of the corner before. I think Evan Lee was on the back post. So it was one of those that I just wanted to get the shot off. And even if it wasn't the perfect shot, we could get a rebound, or it could kind of go to the back post and somebody could tap it in. So it was really just, I wanted to get the shot away more than anything, because a couple of guys were closing me down.
Yeah, and it was the perfect shot. Like I said, such a tough angle. The coolest part, though, your celebration. Little arm thing going on. Yeah,
I think I blacked out there. I don't even remember why. I don't know why I did that.
It's in the moment. I didn't know if that was what we were going to see this year as well.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. You have to wait and see.
Okay, so you get the shot off. You're still tied 1-1. So you go from going into halftime down 1-0, the first game ever played at Legacy in front of all these new fans, like we talked about, being a brand new club. I can't imagine the pressure probably that you're feeling, but you guys are all veterans. You've played for as long as you can remember. So now you're tied 1-1, and I believe it was Kevin that got the game-winning goal off a corner again. So, it was like we were beating down the door. What were your thoughts in that set piece? It was a really late set piece. And so did you think this might be the only chance that we have?
It was getting to that point. I don't know. I think we probably would have had 1 or 2 more after that, but it was at that point, I think it was 10 on 9, because they had got 2 red cards, and then Cole got a red card. So then it was 10 on 9. It was just one of those crazy games that just everything that could happen in a game happened. And I think it was a really good advertisement for the club. I've been a part of teams where, actually in Ireland, one of the teams, they went bankrupt, but then they came back. So it was kind of like a new club. And the first game was the same idea. First home game, same idea, sold out. Everybody was there, great. And I thought it was a similar game. We played really well, but we were down 1-0, and we didn't get the goal, and we ended up losing 1-0. And it was just one of those, you're just sick because you have all these people who are coming here to watch you guys play, and they want a good show, and then you kind of you don't get the job done.
Yeah.
We didn't want to have that same feeling.
Yeah, and so y'all ended up getting the game winner, and I just want to know when the final whistle blows, and you almost have this feeling of we've done it. Like you just talked about, it was the same exact moment, but you got the job done this time. What did you feel? What were your thoughts in kind of that final whistle moment?
I mean, I was obviously very excited. If I'm being perfectly honest, I was kind of annoyed because I missed a bunch of chances in that game. I probably should have had 3 goals at least. And it was a great moment. And we went over to the crowd, the Reedy River guys down at the end, and did our typical kind of celebration. And it was, I think in the locker room, John was speaking to us, and we took the picture, the whole first win for the club and all that different stuff. But we also said, this is one game. It's not like we didn't just win the World Cup. We didn't win the USL 1 final. We won a game, and It's great, and it's a good feeling to kind of weight off your shoulders, but we had a lot more to do throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I think that whole mentality is what you guys took for the rest of the season. Everyone got sharper. You got sharper in the final third. Distribution got sharper on the flanks. Defense tightened up a lot, and it comes from that mentality of, it's just one game. We have to go do it again, right?
Exactly. If you rest on what you've done, you won't be able to do anything going forward. So.
But I do want to give you credit, though. It was one game. It was one game, but you made club history. You scored the first goal ever for a Greenville Triumph player, and you scored the first goal at Legacy Early College, the team's home field. And so I just want to talk to you and get your thoughts about what that moment felt like for you. It's probably something that you didn't even realize at the time, but now that I'm telling you that you're in the history books, how special is that?
No, when they took the ball at midfield after it was 1-1, and they took the ball off the field, they kicked it to Joe or Doug or whoever it was. I guess I kind of realized it then, but no. It's one of those things, you think about it. I think you do think about it before the game. As players, you're like, oh, cool, who's going to be the first one to score the goal? Who's going to be the answer? Hopefully 10 years down the road, will we still have a club? And it'll be a history question. And you think about it a little bit after, when whoever scores the goal. But during the game, I can honestly say it didn't even cross my mind, and I don't think anybody else's mind. Like I said, if Chris would have scored, or anybody else, we had a bunch of chances that game. If anybody else would have scored the goal, everybody would have been happy, and we would have just gotten on with it and tried to win the game.
And looking back on it now, does it hold any more weight for you a little bit, especially that you've been in this club now for a year? This is going to be your second year. You've got a little bit more of a home base here. So does that kind of trivia answer that you will be hopefully in 10 years, does that hold any more weight for you this year?
If I'm being perfectly honest, it's a cool thing. It's
oh, you're humble. We get it.
It's a cool thing to say, but there's a lot more important things that both the team and personally we would like to accomplish, and we would have liked to accomplish last year as well. And we did a lot, for the most part, accomplish a lot of those things. So yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, it's cool, but I never look at things like the first is. I honestly don't care. It's the last. It's over the course of a season.
Right.
What did you do? So I'd much rather just score the third goal and then score 15 goals throughout the year than score the first, if you know what I mean.
As a fellow forward, I totally
you can understand.
And it's like you said, if you take the time to really rest on things too much, the success that we had last year as a club would have never happened. Jay, thanks so much for spending this unique virtual interview with me. It has been a blast walking down memory lane with you. And so anything that you want to say to our fans during this time, or just for this year?
Thank you so much for your support during this time, and also thank you for watching this game now for the second, at least maybe the third time. I'm sure the first time was enough for some, but I hope you enjoyed it, and we all hope that we'll get to return to Legacy and put on some more shows like the Lansing game.
Yeah, absolutely, Jake. I hope to see you at some point soon. Actually, see you. Be out at BJU, be out at Legacy training. But until then, this will have to do. So thank you again for joining me, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, see ya. Stay safe.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.